Comedian Christopher Titus put on his first show, Norman Rockwell is Bleeding, over 10 years ago. Since then, he's gone on to be nominated for an Emmy and a Writers Guild Award for his TV series, Titus. He is now back on the road with his new one-man show, Neverlution, and will be performing in Austin, continuing Friday and Saturday at the State Theater. Hi, Christopher.
Hi, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about this new show, Neverlution.
Well, it's my fourth 90-minute show in 6 years, which is, and I wrote it because our country's come apart in the last 10 years. I kind of got this vibe that we've lost. I mean, what a horrible decade we just lived through. It's a worst decade. All of us men trying to be individual rebels by wearing the exact same flaming skull on a bedazzled Ed Hardy thermal. It's just a bad decade. By the way, I'm not making fun of you guys. I have 3 of them. I'm laughing with you. But it's just what happened to men? Don't you, as a woman, there's no real men anymore.
I mean, if you're out there trying to improve it, I will commend you for that. I will commend that.
There's just no man. I was on a plane coming back from Philadelphia, and there was a guy wearing, in first class, a grown man, Dr. Pepper flannel pajama bottoms and Ugg boots.
Oh, I didn't know they made them for men.
I didn't know. I don't know either. I wouldn't have just smudged his nail polish. I was like, take that, fruit cup.
Well, so what is the purpose then that you want to achieve with this?
I kind of want to wake people up to the fact that it's no one else's fault. We have the internet, which is just the bitchernet. All we do is bitch, bitch, bitch. And I figured out, man, in the last 6 months that it's no one else's fault. It's not, illegal immigration is such a big issue in this country, but it's not illegal immigration's fault. It's our fault for going to Home Depot, picking up 6 of those guys to build an unpermitted bathroom on a house we can't afford. That's the problem. It's not the Democrats, Republicans, because that's just Coke and Pepsi, same crap, different can. And when you get older, youngster, you'll start to realize that same crap. And we believe these guys all the time. And if Sarah Palin wins the presidency or runs, I swear to God, I'm moving to France. My God. Sarah Palin is it's like giving the dumbest cheerleader an Uzi. I'm not sure why she's even around. So anyway, so it's all about kind of how, and it's not, I wrote a show that wasn't right or left, that wasn't Democratic and wasn't Republican.
Kind of a commentary. And
it's right in the middll, yeah, and it's not prescription drugs' fault either. It's our fault that a lot of us can't get out of bed without a Prozac. Then when Xanax at noon we take a Xanax, and then at that night we go home to make love, can't do that without salads or Viagra. Then we got 6 hours of crap sleep, so we got to take 2 Ambien and wake up the next morning with a line of cocaine, which is the only organic thing we're putting in our bodies anymore. Then we got to give our kids 2 Ritalin so they don't go to school and stab their teacher who's trying to have sex with them. That's the problem.
So this seems to be a little bit more political than your other shows.
Yes.
Would that be a good way to put it?
Yeah, but it's
political?
I also kind of, the one thing about politics and comedy is that there's some guys, like Bill Maher's a friend of mine, and I love Bill, I really do, and I watch him, but sometimes I don't know why. I want to know why someone believes what they believe. So this show kind of walks through, like, my childhood a little bit, how I was raised, and how, just kind of why I think what I think. Then, if you have a context for why I think what I think, it's much easier to absorb the comedy, whether you agree with me or not. But if I'm just up there ranting about here's what I think, who the hell am I? Why do you care? But here's why I think this. And I think that's what's different about this show and other shows. My second show, End of the World Tour, was very political too. It seems like something horrible happens in my life. I write a personal show. Then I have to wait for something else horrible to happen in my life. So I write a political show. Then my next show I was Love Is Evil, where I got divorced, and that was brutal. And so that was and then this show's political. My next show will be, I guess my prostate cancer scare show.
Something bad.
You are just you look so scared.
That breeds comedy, though. It seems the approach you've taken, which is better than other people's approach to pain and problems. So
yeah, I think with my life, my mom was crazy. I don't mean my mom's crazy. I mean we, the jury, find the defendant. She was crazy, and she shot and killed her last husband, and again, last husband, because you don't get another one after that. And so when I started writing jokes about this, people got a little bit like, what the hell is he talking about? How is he making this funny, and why is he making this funny? But I don't need therapy because I get to put it in joke form. It's You watched it on YouTube. What did you do? You didn't even know about me.
Well, I know your name was familiar, but no, it was great, and I think that the idea that you had of your beliefs and intentions in the context of everything you say makes it all more appealing. So I appreciated it.
Good.
You seemed to do something very great from a lot of bad things that happen.
Yes.
So now tell me about the actual tour, about going from city to city, and how you decided to come to Austin. Was that your decision, or?
Austin's a really cool town. Austin's a really good. It's real cool, hip, smart. It's like this bastion of kind of just really this artistic diamond in the middle of Texas, which is cool. Because not that all Texas has that. Not that it doesn't. I don't want to get beat up in a bar, but Texas is great. So. What And then I went to Montreal. We started in Montreal at the Comedy Festival. Then I got to go to South Africa, which was, the weirdest thing is that the show does have a lot of American references because it's about how we've kind of lost our country in 10 years. I mean, there's people in Egypt right now rioting, throwing rocks at each other and trying to hurt each other just to have a taste of what we have every day. And we don't treat it with any reverence. We treat it like, yeah, well, I got my big screen TV, I got my cable, I got to play my video games, and we don't really treat it with any reverence. So I'm kind of trying to wake people up to that. But South Africa was weird because I went there doing the show and I thought they're not going to get it. There's no way they're going to understand these American references, and they're taught our history more than we are. Like there was jokes that they got they got way better than the people in the States get in some towns, and so it was kind of eye-opening.
That's neat to be able to go all the way over there and still have something to.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go horrible. And the weird thing is, because since Mandela was elected, there's still a racial tension in this country. Although Obama being president, I think, has helped a lot. I mean, it's just helped some. But racism is kind of over in this country. I mean, white people aren't telling black jokes. Black people aren't telling white jokes. We decided to team up and go after the gay people for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah, because in 2011, gay seems to be the new black, isn't it?
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, do you know that gay people just got the right 4 months ago to visit their partners in the hospital?
Yes, actually.
Fight the power. But and people go, well, gay people are doing fine. They just don't ask, don't tell. Yeah. Gay people are doing great. They just got the right to be in the army and get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, before they had to go, ow. Now they can go, ow. It's horrible. But so yeah, that we shall overcome. So I think racism is always going to be a little prevalent, or speciesism, or whatever. The saddest thing about it is that we could all get along, and aliens would land, and we'd put them in a camp.
Right.
We're never going to learn. But South Africa didn't have it. There was no racial tension, which was bizarre.
Really neat.
Especially a country that was under apartheid for so long. They've been 16 years since it's been over. And it was great. It was phenomenal.
That's great. Was that one of your favorite stops then in the tour so far, or?
Yeah, we did Johannesburg and Cape Town, and yeah, it was really, really good. And then no, Austin's my favorite stop.
Perfect. I was waiting for that. Thanks.
Yeah, nice.
So what's your favorite part about Austin? Just to get a little bit of a.
I love the biting cold. I love that when I got off the plane, my nipples just leapt off my chest. I think that was the most phenomenal thing that happened.
Other than the weather.
You can laugh sometimes. You're so like, okay, that's good. Just let it go.
Other than the weather.
There you go. The lean was good. That was good. Just be you, for God's sakes.
Other than the weather, what else do you like about Austin?
The music is phenomenal.
And the people.
I like that it's got a history. The theater we're in, the State Theater, is a really old theater, and it's got. I always talk about comedy in the walls, and there's been so much has gone on in that theater that a performing space will start to absorb after a while. And there's a warmth in it that after so many performances have happened in it, it's just a really nice place to perform.
That's good.
It's a great show. We got a standing ovation last night. It was good.
Oh, good. Nice. Yeah. And what have you been doing while you've been in here?
Could have been a leaving ovation, but they got up.
They were ready to go.
Yeah.
And what have you been doing since you've been in here? Staying warm, but.
I've been staying in my hotel room, frankly, because it's 11 degrees.
Yeah, it's really cold.
11 degrees, people. What happened?
I have no idea.
For God's sakes, the heaters are on in the theater. Come on down.
And just to finish it off, what would be your favorite thing about the actual performance that you're really enjoying right now?
The one thing I learned about comedy in the last, 12 years, because I did comedy a certain way for a long time. I did it like, I used to have lame, oh God, my old comedy was so lame. It was, hey, I got 2 settings in my shower, Arctic and lava, so, and then when I switched and started talking about my mom's mental illness and then all this other stuff and my divorce, when you have this form to get on stage and be really funny and also make a point, I think that's what it is. Every once in a while, the best thing ever happened to me, I did Love Is Evil, my last special. This kid came up to me and he goes, he's shaking my hand crazy. Give me a hand. He's just like, thank you. And I'm like, okay, all right, calm down. And he hands me a letter and I go, do you want me to read this now? And he goes, no. And I'm thinking, anthrax. and so he leaves and I read the letter and it says, this is the Love Is Evil show, which is all about love is possible. And he said, I had broken up with my girlfriend 3 months earlier. We were going to get married. I was going to propose to her on Valentine's Day. And I decided, since then I lost my job, moved back to my parents, and I decided to kill myself on Valentine's Day. And I'm like, and I'm reading this letter, I don't know where it's going to go. I'm like, did that kid just shake my hand and bail? What's going on? Oh. And he said, that night I sat down in my parents' basement. I had a bottle of wild turkey and a gun in front of me. And I sat down on the remote control that turned on Comedy Central. And your special had just started because it aired on Valentine's Day. And he said, I started watching it about your relationship. I started drinking. I started laughing, I started crying, and I realized if you could get through that nightmare, I could get through anything, and I've decided not to kill myself. And you know the coolest thing, he didn't say, can you please send me a t-shirt? It just said Ron. It was really great. So I think at the end of the day, instead of just doing, you know, jokes about sex and drugs or whatever, to actually talk about something, have it be real funny, and then have it affect some people like that. It's really cool. It's just cool.
Definitely. I agree, and I think a lot of people get a lot out of your comedy.
Yeah. Are you going to go this week?
Maybe.
Yeah,
it's sold out, actually. I looked up tickets today. I looked them up.
Oh, no,
So,
I got you some. You got some tickets. You're going.
I will go.
All right, good.
And
All right.
I will laugh really hard.
We can hook them up, right? All right.
Good. I'll be there, and I will laugh really loud, and I will stand up for ovation and not for leaving.
Yeah.
So I got it.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, thank you so much,
right.
Christopher. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Texas, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, Texas.